Hey everyone, Grayson the Bard here, and welcome back to day 91 of the Hunt a Day. Today we are going to be fighting a monster that I forgot about, that I didn't really know a whole lot about, but I'm super excited to show off because it's really cool. But before we get into the monster itself, I want to talk about the map that we are on, because this monster is only on this specific map, the Painted Falls, and aesthetically, I absolutely love this map, and I wish it were bigger because it is kind of small, the zones that you actually fight in. There's only like 2 and then like a couple small hallway zones, but by God, this thing is beautiful. If they ever gave this map the Monster Hunter Rise treatment, where we got, the maps from Monster Hunter Tri recreated in HD with bigger wide open zones, I think it would work really well. Just the everything here is just massive cascading, flowing waterfalls, and it's a really bright, vibrant, color palette. It is just an absolute joy to fight here, and I think giving it the verticality and openness of modern Monster Hunter maps would be awesome. Fighting on top of these waterfalls, being able to knock monsters off of it and then jump down to the next level in order to, do some damage and then create some really cinematic moments. I can already see the clips on Twitter of Sunhee Legend doing some crazy stuff. But this map's great, but the real star of the show is Zenasarisu, the monster we are fighting today. We fought Berukirosu a couple days ago, and Zenasarisu uses the same skeleton, the same kind of frame as Berukirosu, including the wing whips, but it uses them in a slightly different way. Berukirosu used Thunder Element. Zenasarisu is very much Water Element focused. It does big, powerful blasts of water. It uses those water blasts to propel it around. It is a lot more physical on average than I think Berukirosu was. It uses the water kind of in tandem with its physical attacks rather than separately, and I think that's really neat. Some of the big standout moves for me are it will go up into the air and do 2 kind of Rathian tail flip style moves, but at the same time shooting out jets of water that carve into the rock. And it almost caught me off guard the first time, because what you're seeing is the first time I hunted this monster, and I was not expecting it to do it twice in a row, so I almost went in and got bodied. And then it also has a super move where it will create this massive geyser column of water in the middle of the arena after it slams down, and then shoot those off into multiple little water tornadoes that go outwards. I could not figure out the timing on that move in order to properly avoid it, so that move consistently caught me off guard. But I will say, it was something I was very impressed with myself about, not to toot my own horn. But I really felt as the fight progressed, I think this thing is really well telegraphed. I think it's a really well designed fight. And for, the first part of the fight, I was really getting caught up by its moves. I wasn't able to predict its patterns very well, but as the fight went on, I started to kind of be able to read its tells a little bit more. I'm still not the best at this game, so I still get knocked around a lot, but I also am able to get a lot more of the extreme greatsword parries and stuff like that. This was a really fun fight, and it was a really fun fight to learn. And very satisfyingly, it has not 1, not 2, but 3 big, significant monster parts that you can chop off. You can cut off not only its tail, but also both of its wing whip finger blade things for a total of 3 additional carves if you're able to knock them all off. And I think that's awesome. And I love when monsters have multiple big part breaks like that. They really affect the fight. In terms of color palette and aesthetics, it is my jam. Even, I'm not the biggest fan of red, but I think it works really well when this thing gets angry and its, flesh just kind of floods with red. I like the big bat ears. I think they're really silly and kind of dumb and over the top, but I think they're fun. And the only thing I'm not a big fan of is all of the long spikes along its back. I think if it were to come back in a future game, those could be toned down a little bit. But other than that, I love the way this thing looks. More bat monsters, please. We have Palumu, but that's it. I want to see stuff like this. So I mentioned when we fought Barakirosu, because of the flagship of Monster Hunter Wilds, whose name I don't know, because I have only seen the release date trailer once, and it already having wing whips. I think that monsters like this are more likely to come back than not, but because of how naturalistic Wilds is, I think monsters like Barakirosu and Dorakirosu have a better chance to come back than Zena Ryusu does. And so, for coming back in Wilds, I'm gonna say, and that's just because, like, Zena Ryusu is a lot more out there, it's a lot more, like, wild and crazy. Maybe in the Master Rank expansion for Wilds, but for base game, I think they're gonna stick to more naturalistic creatures. So while I think Barakirosu has a really high chance of coming back in Wilds, I think Zena Ryusu is a little bit lower. I'm gonna put it maybe around, like, the 4 or 5 mark. Just because of the wing whips already being in the game, I think that puts it up a little bit, but with how outrageous and crazy it is, a little bit lower. And then for returning in a future game, similarly, I'm going to put it right around the 5 mark. I kind of backslid a little bit in terms of throat and vocal quality today, as you can probably tell, so I'm going to wrap up the ramble there for today. I have something very fun planned for tomorrow. So be looking forward to that. It's going to be the Grey Bard Hunt-A-Day Christmas special. So if you celebrate Christmas, look forward to that. If you don't, it's still a fun video, so look forward to it as well. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And until next time, I'll see you next time.